Welcome to SATV News. This is Nuri Alamin with the headlines. At least 14 dead in Nepal. Protest over social media ban. Reports said media. Police shoot at protester trying to storm parliament building. Some are conspiring to disrupt the democratic journey of the country, said Tariq Rahman. Anarchy will arise if people are not listened to. Around 3 lakh Ansar members, law enforcers will be deployed at Puja Mandap during Durga Puja, said Home Advisor. Now in details. At least 14 people have been killed and dozens more injured in Nepal's capital as protesters clashed with police over a government decision to block 26 social media platforms, including Facebook, X and YouTube as well. Protesters pushed through the fencing and forced riot police to retreat as they surrounded the parliament building in Kathmandu today. Police were said to have shot at protesters trying to storm the parliament building. Officers also fired tear gas and used water cannon but were outnumbered and sought safety inside the parliamentary complex, reported social media. Stop the ban and social media. Stop corruption, not social media. The crowds chanted and waved national flags as well. State-run television reported the number of fatalities and wounded. The unrest and violent clashes prompted authorities to impose a curfew across part of the city, including the area surrounding Parliament and the Presidential House. Today's rally was called the Protest of Gen Z. BNP's acting chairman Tariq Rahman said some people are conspiring to disrupt the democratic journey of the country, but if the people are not listened to, then anarchy will arise in the country. He made this remark while virtually joining the Thakurgaon District BNP conference. Joining the final part of the conference virtually, party acting chairman Tariq Rahman said that a group is conspiring to disrupt the country's democratic journey. He also warned that if aspirations of the people are not implemented, through the establishment of democracy, an anarchy situation will arise in the country. Tariq Rahman further called on party leaders and activists to act like vigilant guard until the Democratic Party expected to the people of the country is established. Meanwhile, BNP Secretary General Mirza Fakhrul Islam Alamgir today said if all of the country's positive transformation have been brought about by the BNP, more changes will follow with the implementation of the party's 31-point charter. He said while inaugurating the biennial council of Thakurgaon District, BNP at Thakurgaon Government Boys High School Playground. Highlighting BNP's contribution, he said, BNP introduced multi-party democracy after an era of one-party rule. It ensured media freedom and has now put forward a 31-point charter to reveal the country's political and economic structure, which has been destroyed under the fascist regime, where all institutions have been collapsed. Referring to the past of the 15 years of BNP leader, alleged that Awami League has systematically dismantled democratic institution. For the last 15 years, the fascist Awami League has brutally oppressed the people, destroyed democracy, undermined the economy, and stripped citizens of the fundamental right. He also asserted the BNP leader further added BNP and Democratic Party have continued their resistance despite widespread around 3 lakh Ansar members as well as police and other law enforcement agencies will be deployed at 33,000 Puja Mandap during the Durga Puja nationwide, said Home Affairs Advisor retired Lieutenant General Mohammad Jahangir Alam Chaudhary. The law enforcement agencies have made full preparation to ensure the festive mood is celebrated peacefully. He also assured while speaking to the journalist after a meeting on security, law and order ahead of the Sharadiya Durga Puja held at the Secretariat today. The Home Affairs Advisor also mentioned that members of Hindu community have not expressed any concern or fears regarding the upcoming celebration. According to him, alongside law enforcement agencies, local puja committee will take security measures on their own initiative as well as ensuring round-the-clock safety at mandaps. Finance advisor Dr. Salihuddin Ahmed today said that effective solutions to climate change are not possible without coordinated effort by the scientist, policymaker, institution, the finances and people. Unless these five parties unite, it won't be possible to address the climate crisis. He also said the finance advisor made the remark while speaking as the chief guest at the inaugural session of the three-day training workshop on navigating climate finance. Media reported jointly organized the Pulli Karmashang Foundation and Economic Relation Division in the capital today. The long-awaited election to the Dhaka University Central Student Union Dakshu and the Hall Union will be held tomorrow, and the formal campaign period for the polls has ended. From now on, only online campaigning will be permitted, while the in-person campaigning is no longer allowed. Students had been officially campaigning since October 26 for the much-anticipated election set to be held on Tuesday. Once the campaign officially started on August 26, both panel and independent candidates campaigned vigorously, with several accused of violating the code of conduct. In the process, the Chatradal conducted one of the most extensive campaign, with the nominated panel actively visiting students over the last 11 days. To attract the female voter, the panel organized the projection meeting in the Women's Hall and plans to take the oath in front of the Operator Bangla on the final day of campaigning. Meanwhile, Islamic Chhatra Shibir focused strategic campaigning, combining both online and offline outreach. The High Court has declared the bullying and ragging prevention policy 2023 as the law. At the same time, the court has given 17-point instruction to prevent the bullying and ragging in the educational institution. A High Court bench of Justice Muhammad Ashraful Kamal and Justice Qazi Waliul Islam passed the judgment on Monday, upholding the transfer order of a person named Moinul Ehsan Mahir and a bullying incident. Earlier today, a copy of 121-page judgment in regard was published. Viewers, we're taking a short break. Stay with us. Welcome back and you are watching SATV News. Now move on to international stories. At least 6 people were killed in a shooting incident in the outskirts of Jerusalem, Israel's ambulance service said on Monday, while the police disclosed the killing of the perpetrators. The ambulance service said earlier that 15 people were wounded and at least 5 were serious condition with gunshot wounds. The paramedic arriving at the scene found the victim lying on the road and sidewalk near a bus stop. Of them, the unconscious, however, it was not immediately clear who carried out the shooting and the motives behind it. Israeli police described the shooter as a terrorist without saying how many had been involved in the incident. Meanwhile, Spain will increase pressure on Israel by banning Israel-bound ship, an aircraft carrying weapons from docking at the Spanish port to entering Spanish airspace, said Prime Minister Pedro Sánchez on Monday. Spain will also increase aid to the Palestinian Authority and the United Nations Relief and Works Agency for Palestinian refugees in the Near East and will impose an embargo on goods made in Israel's settlement in the occupied Palestinian territories. He also added he made this comment during a public address, and Spain will also ban anyone who has participated directly in what Sánchez qualified as genocide from entering the country. Meanwhile, Israel Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar said in a statement on Monday that Sánchez was trying to divert public attention from his domestic corruption scandal and qualified his measures as anti-Semitic. Israel responded by banning Labor Minister Yolanda Diaz and Yacht Minister Cira Brego. U.S. President Donald Trump said on Sunday that individual European leaders would visit the United States on Monday or Tuesday to discuss how to resolve the Russian-Ukraine war. Speaking to reporters after returning from U.S. Open in New York City, Trump also said he would speak to Russian President Vladimir Putin soon. Certain European leaders are coming over our country on Monday or Tuesday, individually, Trump said. However, it was not clear to whom Trump was referring. Trump also added that he was not happy about the status of Russia-Ukraine war after reporters asked about the massive Russian air assault overnight on Sunday that Ukrainian officials said had the main government building in Kiev on fire. But the U.S. President again expressed confidence that the war would soon be settled. Meanwhile, Ukraine President Volodymyr Zelensky on Sunday called on allies for support after Russia launched a huge drone and missile barrage which left 4 people dead. The strikes caused damage across the north, south and east of the country, including the cities of Zaporizhia, Revro and Odisha, as well as the Sumy and Kharkiv regions, Zelensky said. Zelensky called for a bold response from Ukraine, European ally, adding that Putin doesn't warrant a negotiation. He is clearly hiding from them. And Russia earlier launched its largest air attack of the war on Ukraine overnight, setting the main government building on fire in central Kiev and killing at least 4 people, including that infant Ukrainian official, said on Sunday. Kiev European ally have condemned the attack and vowed to stem the Ukraine politically and militarily.
Широка реакція партнерів на цей удар. Очевидно, Росія старається
The French Prime Minister François Bayrou is expected to oust in the confidence vote on Monday afternoon, plunging the Eurozone, second biggest economy, into the political crisis. Opposition party from the left of the far from the right have made clear they will vote against the 74-year-old centrist, meaning and the minority government would fall after only 9 months in office. And the centrist president Emmanuel Macron is then likely to face the challenge of appointing his third prime minister in a year and the fifth since the began in the second term in the office in 2022. Norwegian went to the poll on Monday in a close race between the left-wing bloc, led by the incumbent Labour Party, and the right-wing bloc headed by the populist Progress Party and the Conservative. A left-wing bloc and the Labour and the smaller party is seen winning 88 seats in the parliament, 3 more than minimum needed to secure a majority and down from the combined 100 seats in 2021. At least 9 political parties are expected to secure seats in the election, but only the leader of Labour, Progress and Conservative are candidates for Prime Minister. In a right-wing camp, former Prime Minister Erna Solberg and the Conservative Party hopes to return to power with promises of birth tax cut, more police on the street and public sector savings. Argentina's opposition Peronist Party trimmed on Sunday on legislative election in the key province and the Buenos Aires leaving President Javier Milei's ruling party in the distant second place, the provisionally officially tallied show. Center-left candidate Axel Kilikov, governor of the Buenos Aires province and a member of the Socialist Party, managed to pull ahead of the Milei's Liberian Party in the election. Based on provincial code with 93.21% of the vote, the Peronism achieved 47.12% across the province, with the Fuerza Patriot of against 33.8% of the ruling party La Libertad Avanza. The poll Milei shouted that you cannot define health, education, university, science or culture in Argentina, said from the Fuerza Patriot coalition bunker after the count was known. Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba announced the resignation on Sunday, instructing the Liberal Democratic Party to hold an emergency leadership race. Ishiba's last act as premier will have been to finalize the trade deal with the United States last week, under which Japan placed $550 billion of investment in return from the lower tariff from U.S. President Donald Trump. Since coming to power less than a year ago, Ishiba has overseen his ruling coalition lose the majority in coalition in the both houses and parliament amid voter anger over the rising living cost. Until Sunday, refuses called to step down following the list. Those loses July upper hold vote. Meanwhile, China's foreign ministry on Monday said on sanction and Japanese lawmaker Seki Hei, also known by the Chinese name, the Xi Jinping, a China-born naturalized Japanese citizen who has been a vocal critic of the Chinese Communist Party, served as a strong punishment and a stern warning. The ministry spokesperson said Xi Jinping has long spread the facilities on issues such as Taiwan, the island history, the Xinjiang, Tibet, and the Hong Kong, which infer the China internal affair and damage the East Asian nation, the sovereignty and territorial integrity. China will from the Monday freeze any property of Xi in the country and prohibit any Chinese organization and individual from conducting related transaction, cooperation and other activities with them, according to Foreign Ministry statement. Before ending, we go through the SATV News headlines again. At least 14 people dead in Nepal protest over social media ban, reports a Stay Media. Police shoot at protester trying to storm parliament building. Some are conspiring to disrupt the democratic journey of the country, said Tariq Rahman. Anarchy will arise if people are not listened to. Around 3 lakh Ansar members, law enforcers will be deployed at Puja Mandap during Durga Puja, said Home Advisor. You are up to date with our top stories so far here on SATV, and to know the latest news, visit www.satv.tv. Stay with SATV.